guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell by the title, I am back with another haul video. I mean, like a book haul specifically. If you've seen, I believe, the last book haul that I uploaded, I go on about how I'm going to try not to buy any more books, but if I do find some gems in a charity shop, then who am I to say no to that? I believe I also said about not buying brand new books, and there are a few in this haul, but for what it's worth, I didn't pay for them. Ben gave them to me, paid for them for me as a gift. Anyway, I think I've justified and explained myself, which I said I wasn't going to do much of in 2022, you know, explaining myself to people, but I thought I would just share. Anyway, enough babbling on, let's get into the haul. I'm gonna go through the brand new ones first, and let me just quickly say how, if you haven't yet, don't walk to your local or closest The Works. If you are from England, you will know that is just like this random, I say random because it's got loads of random bits in it, shop. They have books, they have stationaries, they have children's like toys and stuff. They just have so many random bits in there, but basically they have a selection of books that you will find there, that you will find at Waterstones, as unlike the main tables that they have at Waterstones, but you will find the same books at The Works, but for like half the price, if not more than half the price. I bought my copy of It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover from there for £5. I also bought my copy of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo from there for £5, The Silent Patient for £3. Yeah, they also do a deal of 3 for £5 on some of their books, but I will just show you what I picked up from there. So the first thing I picked up was the Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Now, I have seen this everywhere, and the blurb of it, I'm very intrigued as to what the story is about. I've heard that the author is problematic, but for the sake of this book, I am going to differentiate the art from the artiste. So yeah, I have heard really good things about this though, but I picked this up for £5, which is ridiculous because I think they're like £8.99 otherwise. But yeah, if you're one of the very few people who do not know what this book is about, I'll just quickly read the blurb out to you. For years, rumours of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Cove, a quiet town in the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be loved. When two young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. So that's that. And then, like I said earlier, they have a deal where it's like 3 for £5 across like all their books, and these were the 3 books that I picked up. One was Friends and Strangers by J. Courtney Sullivan. This says, it's a bit of a long blurb, so you can skip through these if you want. But Elizabeth, an accomplished journalist and new mother, is struggling to adjust to life in a small town after nearly 20 years in New York City. Alone in the house with her infant son all day and awake with him much of the night, she feels uneasy, adrift. She neglects her work, losing untold hours to her Brooklyn Mums Facebook group, her influencer sister's Instagram feed, and text messages with the best friend she never sees anymore. Enter Sam, a senior at the local women's college whom Elizabeth hires to babysit. Sam is struggling to decide between the path she's always planned on and the romantic entanglement that threatens her ambition. She's worried about student loan debt and what the future holds. In short order, they grow close, but when Sam finds an unlikely kindred spirit in Elizabeth's father-in-law, the true differences between the women's lives become starkly revealed, and a betrayal has devastating consequences. So I thought that was quite interesting. Also, I really like this cover. And then the second book that I picked up is A Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. Again, you can skip through the blurb bit, but 6 years after the fight that ended their friendship, Daphne Berg is shocked when Drew Kavanagh walks back into her life, looking as lovely and successful as ever. Daphne hasn't spoken one word to Drew in all this time. She doesn't even hate follow her ex-best friend on social media. So when Drew asks if she'll be her maid of honor at the society wedding of the summer, Daphne is rightfully speechless. Drew was always the one who had everything except the ability to hold on to friends. Meanwhile, Daphne's no longer the same self-effacing sidekick she was back in high school. She's built a life that she loves, including a growing career as a plus-size Instagram influencer. Letting glamorous, seductive Drew back into her life is risky, but it comes with an invitation to spend a weekend in a waterfront Cape Cod mansion. When Drew begs, Daphne finds herself powerless as ever to resist her friend's siren song. So this one's obviously more friendship related, and this one I thought it was more friendship related. I mean, I think there's some aspects of like friendship in the plot, but yeah, this one is a lot more like that. So I thought these would be quite easy reads, nothing too deep or dark. And then the third one I picked up because I've heard so many good things about it. And one of my friends messaged me when she saw that I picked this up saying that she found this so funny. But it is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. And because this is so hyped up, I was surprised that it was part of their like 3 for £5 deal. But it says, Olive is always unlucky. Her identical twin sister, Amy, on the other hand, is probably the luckiest person in the world. While she's about to marry her dream man, Olive is forced to play nice with her nemesis, the best man, Ethan. Yet, Olive's luck may be on the turn. When the entire wedding party, except for Olive and Ethan, gets food poisoning, there's an all-expenses-paid honeymoon in Hawaii up for grabs. Putting their mutual hatred aside, Olive and Ethan head for paradise. But when Olive runs into her future boss, the little white lie she tells him spirals out of control. Forced to play loving newlyweds, she and Ethan find themselves in closer proximity than they ever expected. Soon, Olive finds that maybe she doesn't mind pretending. In fact, she's beginning to feel kind of ... lucky. I feel like this is just going to be a feel-good read. So yeah, we love a cheesy rom-com vibe book in these ends. So yeah, very excited for that. So those are the 4 brand new books that I purchased from this haul. Next are just books that I've picked up from charity shops. So the first lot are from a trip to Tunbridge Wells that Ben and I took just last weekend. I didn't get too much there. They had so many charity shops though, and yeah, they had a few gems, but most of the bits that I found that I would have bought I already had. So I'm slowly closing down on all the books that I put on my TBR on Goodreads. So yeah, anyway, the first is The Appeal. I believe I picked this up for, I thought it was 50p, £1.25. I was going to get this initially back in January at the Waterstones sale, where they were doing, I think, a bunch of buy one get one half off books, but I swayed against it because of the writing style. It's not a typical book, it's just correspondences, and maybe if I read the blurb it will make sense as to why if you don't know too much about it yet. But basically it says, there is a mystery to solve in a small town of Lockwood. It starts with the arrival of 2 secretive newcomers and ends with a tragic death. Roderick Tanner QC has assigned law students Charlotte and Femi to the case. Someone has already been sent to prison for murder, but he suspects that they are innocent, and that far darker secrets have yet to be revealed. Throughout the Amateur Dramatic Society's disastrous staging of All My Sons and a shady charity appeal for a little girl's medical treatment, the murderer hid in plain sight. Will Charlotte and Femi solve the case? Will you? ? But yeah, I thought this would be quite interesting. I don't know if it's meant to be like a game, or, you know, kind of like a solve it along with them kind of book. I mean, most murder thrillers I feel like are that way, but like more interactive, I suppose. I actually did law at uni, so yeah, I did law and criminology actually. Not that this is going to help me at all with this book, but yeah, it piqued my interest, so I picked it up, and then I'll see. I don't know how I'm going to like kind of cope with the just simply correspondences, but we'll never know unless we try. So the next book is a bit of a, I believe this is like a YA fiction. I could be wrong, but I literally will just read anything that I think sounds interesting. And a book, it's Eleanor and Park, that I picked up from Oxfam for 99p. I've heard really good things about this as well, and it has John Green kind of endorsing it, and I definitely was one of the many young teenagers that went through like the John Green phase. So if he endorses it, then I'm gonna probably enjoy it. So it says, Eleanor is a new girl in town, and with a chaotic family life, her mismatched clothes and unruly red hair, she couldn't stick out more if she tried. Park is the boy at the back of the bus. Black t-shirts, headphones, head in a book. He thinks he's made himself invisible, but not to Eleanor, never to Eleanor. Slowly, steadily, through late-night conversations and an ever-growing stack of mixtapes, Eleanor and Park fall for each other. They fall in love the way you do the first time, when you're young and you feel as if you have nothing and everything to lose. So a nice romance over here that I think will be, again, like a nice easy read. And with books like kind of this thick, I find them like a lot easier because there's not a lot and it's not daunting. Okay, and the last two books that I picked up from Tunbridge Wells, well, first is The Girl with the Louding Voice for 50p. How absolutely mental is that? Because I saw this at the Works the same day for £3 because I wanted to go to the charity shops before I went to the Works, and I've been eyeing this up already, but the first time I saw it was at Waterstones, so I've been like So I thought I'm going to try and find it at a charity shop. And let me just say that all the books that I picked up at charity shops have been like great condition, and especially like this one, the spine's barely been broken. But yeah, this, I was very interested in this, so I was very happy to find it for 50p. This says, as a third wife in a small Nigerian village, 14-year-old Adunni is expected to fade into silence. But Adunni will not keep quiet. She's smart, funny and curious with an infectiously joyful spirit. And despite adversity awaiting her at every turn, she's set on getting an education no matter the cost. Determined not to settle for her fate, Adunni embarks on a journey from her village to the wealthy enclaves of Lagos. A journey that will change her life, and if you listen closely, possibly yours. So I think this one's going to be quite funny but also inspiring. So yeah, very excited to read this. And then I picked up a non-fiction book, and that is So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluwo. It's very tiny, which was really cute, and I felt that this is a book that I could still learn a lot from. And as, I don't know, I think it's really interesting because as a brown person in England, I don't know, I feel like I might be a brown person, but there are other people of color out there, even white people, just kind of, we're all trying to find the best way to communicate and learn and adapt to, you know, the ever-growing diversity there is around us. So I thought that this would be just a nice book to read, and it's a New York Times bestseller, so obviously it's going to be great. And yeah, I think I picked this up for 50p. So that will be it for today's haul video. Some absolute gems for ridiculously low prices, and to know that these prices go to the charities makes it just so much sweeter. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Let me know what you guys think of any of these books. If you have purchased them and read them, please don't do any spoilers because that's not very nice. And yeah, this has been a wonderful haul, and I will see you guys next time. Oh wait, also, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to my channel, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.